I like to eat carrots, bell peppers, cucumbers.
How is it that Blake has come to like so many different vegetables? 2 words, Urban Roots.
Urban Roots is a nonprofit, and we're focused on growing healthy minds, bodies, and the community. And we're doing that through garden education. So we're getting kids really excited to learn all of their academic subjects. We're inspiring them to try new foods and become food explorers. And we're getting kids outside for fresh air and community. Our focus is on children, and we're changing the way that they eat and learn.
What do you need to sustain the growth of Urban Roots?
We need our community to embrace us. We want our community to see that the Urban Teaching Farm is a community resource and help us tap into that potential. We need volunteers. We're open every Saturday from 10 until noon so people can come by and volunteer. We can see corporate groups, sort of like a team building opportunity. We need membership. We need donors. Through these donations, we can provide scholarships to kids. We can get more kids to learn through gardening. We can also hire staff. Through increased staff, we'll be able to get some of our schools off our waiting list, some of our kids off our waiting list, and be able to serve more of our community.
How important is the kitchen aspect to growing Urban Roots and to really meeting your mission? It's a big mission.
Yeah.
Is the kitchen the final component?
The kitchen will be the final component to kind of take us to that next level. It's really exciting because we're changing the way that kids eat and learn. So they're learning where their food comes from. They're learning how to grow their food. They're learning the nutritional values of food. But what they're not learning is how to prepare it. So through the kitchen, they're going to learn how to take that eggplant that they've been watching grow and they've been learning about and make something delicious with it that they'll eat at home. And then hopefully they're going to inspire their families too. We're going to see kids asking for things at the grocery store that maybe they haven't had before, or growing it at home and teaching their parents how to prepare these meals that they can enjoy.
Well, as a parent, I just want to say thank you, because if my child is able to cook a meal, you're taking it to the next stage in my house already. So I'm appreciative of that. And I think just the fact that you are so dedicated to making that healthy community commitment. Urban Roots is so big with that, and we just appreciate so much the work that you've done.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here, and we love this community.
We have started hosting field trips here at this site. It's a great location. Seasonally, it changes, so depending on harvesting certain things or planting certain things, every field trip, depending on the time of year, is going to be different. So it's a different experience for our teachers and for our students.
And when you talk about a donation like the kitchen, how much of an impact will having a kitchen on site be for Urban Roots?
It will be so incredible. So this seed to table structure, it actually started with restrooms. We need restrooms. Right now we just have a porta potty, and if we're going to see students on the site, especially with field trips, we're limited to how many students we can have on site at any given time because of the restroom situation. So it starts with restrooms. We'll be able to serve more children here. And then the teaching kitchen aspect, we'll be able to enhance our programming immensely. We'll be able to turn it into a seed to table experiential learning opportunity for these kiddos.
Satari is a registered nurse and working on her doctorate at the University of Nevada, Reno. She's been working with Urban Roots to explore the benefits of experiential learning.
It's kind of difficult just to tell a kid to eat fruits and vegetables. It's not going to be really beneficial for them. But whenever they have the experience of planting the seed, growing the vegetable, making it into a meal, it's really exciting for them. And the research that I did showed that children are more likely to eat more fruits and vegetables whenever they're more involved in the process.
And here at Urban Roots, they're able to do it all. It's planting, it's growing. What would the kids gain from having a kitchen right here on site at Urban Roots?
It would kind of help bridge the gap. They would be able to pick the fruits and vegetables here and then go right to the kitchen and make it into something really great and amazing and a really fabulous meal. So it would help prevent this delay in learning, and it'd be all in one place, and they'd be able to kind of make the whole learning experience into one big thing.
Reno's top farm-to-table chef and restaurateur, Mark Estey, has been a longtime partner of Urban Roots. Mark sees immense value in educating the next generation of foodies.
Really, growing the food is the most important part, but how do you get people to understand what you're growing is to cook it for them or prepare it for them. So to get a kitchen on site would be just absolutely enormous for Urban Roots, and it would just really be able to change the community. be able to change the story they tell, and it would really make things really special.
How has your experience with the kids in the kitchen been?
Oh, I'll tell you what, like some people say, why do you do this? Why are you so involved with kids and cooking and the things that they grow and why is it so important? Well, the business side of me says, we're making our customers for life, and we're showing people where their food comes from, we're telling people where their food comes from, and we're helping them understand why it's so important to eat local, eat healthy, eat seasonally, and Urban Roots does that 1,000%.
The widest reach of Urban Roots' arm is through the Washoe County School District through their Garden Classrooms program. Rachel Miller is a 3rd grade teacher at Collin Ranch Elementary School. She's also a board member for Urban Roots. She witnesses the value of kids in the garden on a daily basis.
How is working on a garden benefiting your kids?
I think first and foremost, you just got to get them outside, and there you can really see their curiosity bloom. They get their hands dirty, they get to be outside right with the dirt and do everything, which is much more than we can do in the classroom. They start teaching each other, they start finding new things, exploring, it kind of like just lends itself to the perfect environment for learning to take place.
Do you feel like that it's making your lessons, like you can drive a lesson home better when it's hands-on?
Oh, definitely, that's how science should be taught, but then there's only so much you can do in the classroom to get them out there, to get their hands dirty. They're invested in what's growing out there, and they want to go out there and they want to check on it and see how it's doing. And then once we're out there, they love it. They're linked to all the food that is out there. They're totally invested in the garden and what we're growing. The strawberries that we've got growing right now, they go out there and say, oh, have they bloomed yet? Are they blossoming? Are they fruit yet? And so they're just really linked to all of the food that we're growing in the garden.
And do you feel like they're more excited to try something new because they grew it themselves?
100%. Things that they've never heard of. And the funniest part is they'll go home and they'll tell their parents, and their parents won't have heard of it either, and they'll be able to explain the whole thing, and it's all just because of the one plant they got to plant in the garden out at school.
Who knew they'd come home and say, eat this chard, Mom, it's so good.
Yeah, this bok choy, it's so great. So,
Another component of educating kids about where their food comes from is Urban Roots Summer Camp at Rancho San Rafael Park. We stopped by for an afternoon of summer camp fun and to meet with Wendy DeMonte, Vice President of Advocacy and Community Partnership with Renown Health, and Interim Superintendent for the Washoe County School District, Dr. Kristen McNeil. Urban Roots and the Washoe County School District are part of the Washoe County Health Improvement Plan. This plan aims to increase physical activity and nutrition for both adults and children by using the 5210 Let's Go framework. This includes eating 5 fruits and vegetables a day, participating in 2 hours or less of recreational screen time, and 1 hour of physical activity, along with consuming 0 sugary drinks.
Now, you're also partnering with Urban Roots. You have your on-campus gardening programs that you have, and then you have field trips that you're bringing the students to Urban Roots. How do you feel that that is benefiting the 5210 program?
It's a huge benefit. Our kids are able to go out to get experience on how to garden, and once you have that experience on how to actually fix the food, see the food, where the food comes from, it's a fabulous experience for our kids.
Well, this really brings us back around to the kitchen. I really feel like this is such an important component for Urban Roots to have. This is like finally the completion of farm to table.
No doubt, because quite honestly, it's so vitally important to teach a child how to grow their own food and to know where their food comes from, right? Really important stuff. And then they get to see the green leaves come out of the ground. But then you hand them the green leaf and they look at it and they go, oh, yeah, that's lovely. What do I do with it? So come dinner time, our worry and Urban Roots' concern was that, oh, maybe that's getting thrown away because they don't know what to do with it. So now, Urban Roots isn't only teaching the kids how to grow their food, where their food comes from, but how to prepare it in a yummy way. Because everything that comes out of the ground, even if it's not naturally yummy, there are ways to make it that every kid would enjoy it. And so I really feel that the partnership with Renown and Urban Roots it's just so gratifying knowing that we're helping kids in our community say, okay, I now can take care of my own health. I can now do things to make myself healthier. And when you start that at that age, by the time they're teenagers, hopefully that seed will have grown a little bit more in that child. And by the time they're adults, having their own kids, that's when we will see trends like obesity and being unhealthy start to go down, because we have gotten to the kids at the moment when they want to learn this stuff.
When I'm a grown-up, I'm probably going to grow strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and lots of flowers. I will grow like bell peppers, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. No, not blueberries. Watermelons, and I think that's it. I like a field garden.
Urban Roots is changing the way kids eat and learn. But growing healthy minds, bodies, and communities takes help. The next stage of Urban Roots begins with you. It's a contribution to a community. It's a contribution to the health of a child. You're giving children in our community a healthy understanding of food in hopes that they can live healthier, happier lives. Is it the next stage of a healthier community? For Urban Roots, it's the next stage of believing it is possible.